All righty. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful people of I Am. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully, everybody's feeling blessed, amazing, highly favored. Want to welcome everybody back here to Go Live with your educator Manny Q. And we are also here with our Market Watch crew. Now, some of them are out and about today. But today with us, we do have the Georgia Peach, Miss Bridget. You know, we have the young hotshot all the way from Germany, Mr. Florent. And then we have the most expensive name in the planet. But I'm not going to reveal his names. You guys know him by SM the G. So we have them all here with us today, guys. You guys want to say what's up to Go Live?
What's up, everybody?
Right. So they're here. I know you can see their screens right now. We're getting ready to have some fun. So we were looking at the markets today. We're going to be diving deeper. We're going to see what's happening today. So I hope the Go Live family is doing good. Now I'm still here. I'm actually still at my mother's house right over here. I fly out literally right after the session here today. Today should be Thursday. Yes, and I just hope that you guys all had a phenomenal day. Now, I just want to ask quickly. I know we just got started, and it takes about 10 minutes for everybody to hop on the session. But for everybody that is here, how many of you guys got into gold yesterday? I feel like gold ended up being really the best bet yesterday. I mean, gold turned out phenomenally from where we was at yesterday. Those USDs did come lower. That was one of my big fears yesterday, was about those USDs coming lower. So we're going to recap some of those today. Some other pairs are in some interesting zones today. So we're going to be reviewing those. We're going to see how everything looks. But if anybody did get into that gold short from yesterday, we had pretty much that whole 300 point run, or it could have been about 3,000 points, depending on how you guys have your MT4s and your broker setup and things like that. But it was phenomenal. So if you guys got in gold yesterday, go ahead, type a big goal for me in that chat box. That way I could see who ended up getting into that goal, because that thing left the building yesterday. All right. So here we are. I know some of you guys are in the gold buy. I heard some of you guys talking about it. Some of you guys were looking at it. We're going to look at a few different pairs today. I promised you guys that we were going to start off with some of the indices over here. I want to try to keep it on the scanner. Only because what ended up happening was some of you guys were not able to replicate my markups. And let me delete that. Some of you guys were not able to replicate and make sure my colors are the same. Oh, there you go. Right. Some of you guys were not able to replicate my markups because I didn't have them on the scanner. So I do apologize for that. I want to try to keep everything on the scanner, for you guys over here. But anyway, if we look at if we do look at gold here quickly, let's just bring this down to the 15 minute. We were looking at gold. We're literally right around that high. I was a little bit nervous yesterday about gold, and I think I had it on the 1 minute. Let's check over here. Let's come here. I think we had gold yesterday. Where are we? Yeah, we were looking at gold right here, and I told you guys I had a feeling gold was going to come down literally right from that candle, but it would be better to get the pullback. Unfortunately, we did not get that major pullback. So hopefully some of you guys got in this little retest right over here before the low, as gold just kept dropping. It ended up turning out to be a really, really beautiful pair. And we got that whole entire run. Now, right now, everyone is speculating. We're going to come back here to the hour. Let me fix this up here. Okay. So right now, everyone is speculating if gold is going to continue to climb higher from this current zone. We can see gold is moving up. Some of the team here believes that gold is going to move up. So what I will say to everybody here, let me try to keep one of our zones. Where is this parallel channel? All righty. So what I will say to everybody here is that if you're going to continue to take gold up from this zone, again, just trade the right market structure. Just look for the right entry models. We do see here. Good morning, Mom. We do see here there's some small imbalances on gold right here on the hourly going to the upside. Okay. There are some small imbalances. There we go. Right there to go to the upside. We do have also some additional. Let me see right here. We have some additionally small imbalances right over here. which need to get filled out. So I think a lot of people are looking to take gold to the upside. I'm very speculative on all of these things, but if we start looking at GU, EU, NU, we start looking at those pairs. We're gonna review these pairs in just a minute. But if we do come on over to these pairs, I'll just show you guys on my TV over here. Right, you see GU, you know, again, GU's at that liquidity low. You're kind of getting that little bullish engulfing right over there. We can see EU is at that, you know, liquidity low. It's kind of like the last pullback, you know, or the first or the last pullback in that swing structure up. So if you take a good look at EU and that break of structure to the upside, this was the last major swing before we come back down to the low of this trend right over here. And this is all this here is internal LB. So this is a pretty strong LB. So that's why I'm wondering if we're going to end up getting a rejection, because these have been very bearish. That's how I was feeling yesterday. That's why, again, out of all the pairs yesterday, it was just NU, which I was like, could maybe, if you guys want to get into it, but I felt like it was going to come lower. It did come lower, you know. And we're just taking a look at this over here. So same thing with NU, you know, right back at that swing low down there. We take a look at AU. So AU is not at a swing low here. Kind of already just broke out that structure and full blown momentum to the downside. These were previous zones that we had on AU down here. So if we look at some of the USDs look like they can potentially, you know, turn up. And if some of these turn up, you know, we might get gold to turn up a little bit. But overall, I do still feel like these are bearish. I still feel like they want to come lower to stronger swing points. I would like to see GU come lower to that swing point. EU is kind of like okay in this area. I have to set this up. We look at AU. I would like AU to still come lower to some of those swing points. NU, I believe, is at about the 50% marker right now. Let me take a look over here. Look, not even. So still want to see NU, you know, come lower. So that's kind of like how these pairs are right now. So I know the markets, they're just accumulating a lot of orders because there's been so many people just trying to buy this up, trying to find the bottom of this trend, trying to find the bottom of this correction for this to turn up to the upside. But, you know, the one thing that's not going to lie, that's going to put us in some of the best positions is going to be the market structure, right? And not like super drawing out market structure like this, but the market structure like in the area, you know, like this, actually making those moves. And we haven't seen that, you know, for quite some time. It's just been extremely, extremely bearish over here. But if these do end up turning up, if we do get some rejection from those areas coming back over from gold, we could potentially get gold to still come back up. Because again, if we take a look over here, and now I changed it to the 4 hour, you know, I'm going to keep putting that down. We could keep getting gold to come up a little bit to fill out. But overall, we may get gold to just keep dropping lower, just like the rest of those USD. So I think that's going to be one of the bigger questions today is you know, gold going to go up? Is GU, EU, AU, NU going to go up today? So because I'm a little bit speculative on this, I want us to focus on some other pairs and not really have anything too concrete. But what I will say is this, all right, for anybody that is taking a look at these pairs, that want to take some of these pairs to the upside, again, just keep your eyes on the market structure. And, you know, if we take a look at the 15-minute market structure right now for gold, you know, you can see right over here, we have a break of the low and that last high. We're getting that break of that high. And then if we also take a look right over here, we could see that gold is or did reject off of that high. So there was some liquidity just sitting right over there. Okay, and we have a little bit of a choke, you know, happening right over here. So if we get this gold to keep coming down off that high, I think even if gold doesn't drop all the way down, I still think we could probably get a nice little buy. Let's come to the parallel channel. I think we could still get a nice little buy right here in this zone. Okay, if this price model ends up filling out. And even if it doesn't go all the way back up to the high, I would say at least from here to here, look, that's still a good 50 points. Or even if it goes all the way back to the high, that's a good 80 points in the range. And I mean, when you're trading gold, that alone there is phenomenal. All right. But as of right now, where the market is currently sitting, got to be a little bit careful with this gold market structure. We can see right here, this gold is a little bit kind of like in a channel right over here. So let's come over here, right? So gold could be accumulating some volume and just kind of like continuing on up to the upside. Okay, if you see that right over there, so you kind of have the flag and you have this nice correctional, and you see gold is kind of just breaking out. So if gold does come back down, that'd be the only way I'd go back in for the buy. If not, gold would have to break even higher above these highs, right? It would have to literally break higher above these highs right over here for me to then consider, getting back in gold right around this range where all this accumulation is building up. All right. But even though gold is breaking out of this, if gold ends up kind of just holding that high and dropping down in this area, I would be interested for at least a 50-point push on gold, at least back up into this area. So that's kind of like how my mind is seeing and looking at this market structure coming off of this low right over here. Okay, for me, the big thing for me is going to see gold swinging even higher. All right, if this is really going to go, because as of right now, gold is in a range, right? And this is kind of what we talked about before, where we have that high-low swing, and we have this internal swing, this 1, 2, 3, 4, swing, where again, this is kind of like a sideways accumulation model where price does continue to come down. So for me, I would expect gold at max, if this is going to end up following the market structure here, and then following, just kind of like the wave theory and things like that. The highest I would be looking for gold to come is about the apex over here. So I'd be looking for gold to come to at least 50%. I think gold could potentially come up. I think gold could come up to at least 50% right over there. Hopefully fill out some of those imbalances that's there. If you take a look at the 50%, we also have a little bit of liquidity built up right there. We're trading right below the lows. So this 50% could probably also be a really, really good short zone for gold as well. So you guys want to be able to keep your eyes on this zone in the event that gold does reach this area from the long down here, if we get that. Okay, so that's something that I want to see. So I'll leave this here on the chart. We'll see what happens with gold. Again, this is going to be all speculative, and it is based on just this market structure getting followed. Okay, so I'm going to delete those fibs, and I'm doing this on my TV. I thought I was doing this on oh man, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna save that chart and send it to you, and I didn't do nothing here on the chart. That's great. But I'll remark this up. I'll give this to you guys. So if you guys want, feel free to just take a quick screenshot of this and try to follow that out. That way you can see the numbers and the ranges and the zones, or just copy it on over to your chart. I'll mark it back up on the scanner. Okay, so if we do get something like that, that's going to end up being phenomenal over there for that gold. Okay, now overall, I would like to see if gold will actually come all the way down to this low swing and then give us that kind of that larger push back to the upside. So we'll see what happens with that one. All right, if we come to U30 over here. Right, we come to U30. So U30 had a massive drop off yesterday, especially after market open. I had actually got into lose teacup at the low. I think it was at the low over here. I was in profit for about 2 to 3 minutes, like a good amount, and then that market ended up dropping like crazy. It was probably way higher than that. I think it was all the way up here somewhere. I forgot where it was. But ended up dropping even more. But anyway, if we take a look at U30 over here, I had a lot of work. I have most of this marked up on my. Let's remove all this. Remove drawings. I have all this marked up on my trading view over here. But if we do take a look at U30 again, same thing with that market structure. Still felt like that U30 wanted to climb lower because of all this market structure. I can remark it up in a little bit. But I did like U30, and I still want to see U30 also come a little bit lower. So for me, that's I thought I was on the 4 hour. So for me, that's the most. That's why I was wondering why it looks so tight. But for me, again, this market structure from the higher swings to the lower time frame swings to the 4 hour swings and everything continuously turning to the downside. We've been pretty bearish on US 30. And I still would like to see US 30 come a little bit lower. Now, if we look at U30 and we just take a look at this swing, right? This swing low to high right here on U30. Now, I'll just use this high over here. Let me see if I can get some volume. You'll probably see a buildup of the volume in the areas that I'm going to be talking about. And let's take a look over here. So we can see with U30, we have that major swing right over there. So obviously we have a zone right down here on U30 that we want to see how that's going to look. Okay. So, oops. Let me come over here. So we have this low zone, which is, again, very, very far in that U30. Okay, on that zone. If we take a look over here, I think some people have been looking at U30 in this range to see if U30 was going to come up in that range. I can come down to a smaller time frame. Let me try to get this over here. Right? So I'm pretty sure some people has been looking at U30 in this range over here as well, because if you take a look at this entire swing to the upside, this looks pretty good, right? Especially because you have a break above that high, you have that pullback, you have that break of structure right over there. The only issue for me is that at U30 at this area has very, very low volume, right? So the markets are obviously going to be attracted to the areas where they're the highest volume. So if we look at this entire swing, let me try to come. Give me 1 second. And let's just come all the way to the high of that range. All right, so if you look at the high of that range, you'll see we have a higher amount of volume over here. We have a higher amount of volume over here. And we have some decent volume actually sitting right over here at that range. And then more volume right down here, right? So if we delete that, right, we start getting rid of this and we just start looking at where some of these purple lines are set up. These are going to be the bigger areas where price is going to be a magnet for. So with U30 running, could U30 come over here? If the market structure is set up, maybe we can get something over here for U30 to the upside. But if not, overall, we may want to see U30 continue coming down. Alrighty, so if we just take a quick look at U30 overall, let's take a look, right? These would be some of the ranges to sell U30 at. These would be some of the ranges to buy U30 at. So let me actually just put these up here on the chart. You guys want to, just keep an eye on some of these zones.
Many?
Yes.
ACAD looks like it does like a type 2.
Right
entry.
now with ACAD?
Yeah, on the 15.
All right, let me go check that out right now.
You got the confirmation candle?
I got you right now, bro. Let me just put this here, save that. And I'll just come back to the U30. All right. It's a lot of work because you got to break down all the pairs. You know what I mean? All right, let me see. So AUD CAD. Let's see what ACAD is looking like. We're looking at a few other pairs too over here. We're gonna take a look at them. So let's see. All right. Okay. ACAD. Yeah, we've been waiting for the zone for ACAD for a while.
Yeah, it's pushing down right now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's at that 50% at that 888,800. So let's see what this is looking like. Let me come here. Let's see. All right. So sellers are in strong control. This is the 4 hour directional movement still coming down. And then we have convergence. So kind of everything is like in a healthy downtrend to the downside. Let me come to the 1. Let me see how this starts breaking down. All right, we're starting to get some loss of momentum. We're starting to get some divergence to the upside. We're getting buyers starting to go into control on the 1 hour directional movement, and buyers are starting to go into control. literally right over here on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, that's what I like. If the 1 hour looks like it can start coming up and we get some good confirmation on the 15, that would be great right over there. Yeah, because we've been looking at the zone for quite a while. And let me see, that's between the 141 and the 1618, which is a good extension. And then let me take a look right over here to here. And this is right about the 141, 123. Alrighty. So I like the zone. So let's take a look at this AUD CAD here. So alrighty. I like this move. I like this move. All right, I'm going to break this down right here. So what we see right here is we're literally right at this POI. So this is a really, really good POI that we want to take a look at over here. We actually see we're starting to get that breakout to the upside, starting to create some of that imbalance, which is good. That's on the 1 hour. Now we look at the 15-minute. Oh, okay, even better, even better. Okay, all right. So let's see. Okay, yeah, we have a really, really nice type 2 over here. I'm actually going to try to go for this. This looks pretty good. Over here. All right, and we have some divergence. The Stotch is a little high, but Stotch can probably go a little bit higher. But we'll see for that. Buyers are in control. I don't like how that's pointing down a little bit. But overall, I do like this a lot for this type 2. Alrighty, guys, so this is what we're going to do with AUD CAD. This is a zone that we've been looking for a while. Has some decent volume inside of the zone. Very good swing structure over here. And we have multiple layers of divergence, actually. From this low to this low, you can see that we're building up divergence. From this low to this low, you can see we're building up divergence. We could see that we have, I really like there being a stronger move to the downside before the type 2. I like stronger moves to the downside before the consolidation. But either or, this does look pretty good. So we're looking at a type 2 SME over here where we're getting the consolidation, and then we end up getting a breakout, which is the market shifting to the upside, right? And then the price just basically filling out that imbalance. So my POI over here would be about 88,790 or 88.800. So literally kind of like right where it's at. So, you know, we're not missing much pips. 2-3 pips seems like it'll be pretty good. Now let me come over here, right? I'd be looking to enter by market as it comes right down to this black line. And let's see what this structure is looking like over here. Now, how low is this low from this area? That is a 30 pip low, really. Okay, let me see. Let's come to the 1 hour. Let's take a look at this last swing over here in the markets. All right, most of the volume is built up there. Second most is built up right over here in this area. So let's see, it's actually right by the entry line. That would be just 50 pips, that's it. Let me see. And then back to the high would be about 100. All right, so 1 to 2 to 30. So let's come back over here. All right. All right, so if we take a look here at AUD CAD, all righty, I'm going to drop this down even lower for this AUD CAD. Let's bring this down to the 1 minute. Just give this 1 second to let this seller's momentum die out before we enter in, if this is going to hold this type 2, because we don't want to get in on this momentum to the downside. So let that momentum turn over a little bit, but you know how the market is. Sometimes they'll hit and just completely turn around, because it's a 30 pip range at the low. Alrighty, and what would be half of that? I want to see if we'll go a little bit below this. Well, yeah, about 15 pips is below the low. Let's come over here. I just want to protect ourselves for our stop losses, because if this comes low, it will probably sweep right down there. So 15 is right around here. So maybe I'll put a 20 pip stop. 88,600s. 88.6. Good liquidity sweep. Man. Literally right where I want to put my stop loss is at the low. This is kind of where the sweeps are. So in case that comes down, it picks up some of the liquidity. I don't want it to come down, eat the stops, and then move back to the upside over here. But overall, I would keep it maybe about, yeah, I would probably keep my stop loss at about 20 pips, maybe about 88,610. That's probably where I'll keep my stop loss. Just let that range a little bit. TP1, where I'm going to be looking at that is about 50 pips, and I would like to see it come a little bit higher if it does come higher. So I would do a 20 pip stop, 60 pip TP1, and then maybe bring this up at least 100 pips. That's overall where I would like to see it go, which is back up to this high. So I kind of be like a 1 to 5 right over there for AUD CAD. So
there's also news in like 3 minutes.
For what?
USD news.
USD news? Okay.
Yes.
That's fine. Let me see. Oh, we got GDP.
Yep.
Oof.
So GDP?
GDP. Gross domestic product. Yeah. Gross domestic product could definitely move the markets a little bit. And there's a lot of news here. I didn't even get to read through all this news. Concerned about the political railings over servicing U.S. Department prompted Fitch to put the U.S. on negative credit watch. Yeah. Besides a chin wagging and fingers pointing has been a little perceptible impact. The dollar is mostly higher, reaching new highs for the year against the yen, Chinese yuan, and then the outside currency, the euro, sterling met retracement objectives. The greenback is also firmer against nearly all the emerging market currencies, but a small handful that include Russia, Mexico, Taiwan. Gold reserves lower yesterday, 1985. The minute FOMC meeting was 2 to 3 released on Wednesday at 4. FOMC statements were optimized for the policymakers. Let's come to the DXY over here real quick. With this dollar, I'm wondering if this dollar is going to end up finally dropping from this high.
And you did see the U.S. The jobless claims, though, right? Unemployment is also.
And then we have they didn't put no news in the unemployment claims over here. It's about to hit in a minute, so it's not like we can set up the other pairs. But what I wanted to do was I didn't realize news was at 7:30 because I wanted to see how if those drop, then we'll get that push on. We might get that push on gold and GU and all the other ones. Look, there goes gold dropping down to that low. All right, we're gonna have to see. I want to see if that's gonna end up pushing gold higher and then pushing these other ones up, like GU and EU from these zones, or if they're gonna really break down. But we didn't really get much of a chance to look at the market structure in these areas yet. As you see, they're moving. So that's dropping.
You don't drop it.
Yep. So the news is the news is positive. Let's see. Yeah, the news came out positive. All right, so all those might just keep dropping. Yep. These might keep dropping. And I'm not going to get into a gold buy during a news release. That's going to be crazy. All right, that's a little bit unfortunate, but let's come over here. Where is my scanner? Here it is. Alrighty. All right, so AUD CAD. All right, so let me see how AUD CAD reacts, because due to the CADs, this might just keep dropping now because of the AUD CAD. Yeah.
He was definitely falling out of the sky.
Yep. Yeah. Let's come over here. And let me see. These keep, yeah, see, they keep going. That's why I was so worried. I felt like these were going to keep dropping. I didn't know there was going to be positive news, but I felt like these were going to keep dropping to the low. And they're going now. Yeah. And Cat and Chef still going up. Those yens are still moving. Let's see what US 30 is doing. US 30 is kind of just holding that area. SPX. And then there's gold. So that's it. Gold's only going to give us that 30% retracement right over there in that zone. That's a shame. That is a shame. All right, well, anyway, let's come back to the scanner now.
EN, check out. I mean, well, EN is well, you don't have to check it out, but looks like it's pushing it down.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look. All right, let's come here to the 15. Man, this news has been working. All right, but anyway, if this dollar keeps going up, it's not a bad thing, because if the dollar keeps going up, then the markets are going to keep pushing to where we are expecting them to go. So that just means that we just got to keep getting, we just got to get entries and just continue riding those trends. That's really all that means. Because we get this positive news, and this news keeps, and this market keeps coming up. We still have these last 105 highs. Right over here, kind of holding. And again, they're still saying, the Feds are still talking about taking this dollar all the way up to 107. So we keep getting that bullish push. We're just gonna have to just keep trend trading everything else, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of just getting the entries now. But I'm still gonna keep my eyes on AUD CAD. I want AUD CAD to break this low. So whatever happens over here, I still want AUD CAD to break out of this low before I even consider anything with AUD CAD, because I still feel like we should get, there's a good amount of volume and liquidity built up over here. Good morning, Ray. Over here. So in this point, somewhere in this point, I would still like to see AUD CAD swing up. Let's check some of these other pairs. We didn't get to really check all these other pairs either. I know some of you guys, we were looking at some of the yens over here, and then they've been moving off of these highs. They look a little bulkier on TradingView on the scanner than what they look like on TradingView over here. So it's going to be a little difficult. Let's take a look at this. Oh man, going through this harmonic scanner. Let me see. Over here, let's take a look. This with G odd. And then Florent, you guys were looking at, or that SM, you guys were looking at GBP odd?
No, GN.
GN.
And all the NCD.
Which one?
Yeah, G odd and GN, but G odd is not ready yet. But
Yeah.
GN looks like ready sometime soonish. Because it's like a good volume, LB volume zone. Well, internal LB volume zone.
Yeah, with GN, I was a little bit nervous on GN. And guys, look, we were talking about this.
Look at gold going.
Oh yeah, no, gold is going now. Gold is going now. I was really hoping, man, we'll get at least a little bit more of a pullback before we get that drop to the downside. That's why I was telling you guys. I was like, man, this thing is gonna keep going down. I really wanted to get a better entry on gold. I thought gold would move up a little bit more before that drop, because that gold drop yesterday was so nice. It was just so nice. It was crazy. Man, we're gonna have to see now. This is where I'm looking at down here to see if we get some kind of bullish reaction on gold at this low, because we have a lot of accumulation before the break of structure to the upside over here. But that gold is going. And once that news, that thing is just going to set intraday. And there's really not much we can do with this gold over here anymore. Let me see. Oof. Oof.
Right
Oof.
at 50%.
Oof. Oof. Oof.
Damn.
Oof.
I don't think we should torture ourselves like this.
This is breaking my heart right now. Thing is breaking my heart right now. I can't even lie to you. I was really ready to see gold pop up a little bit and then short gold from here. That would have been lovely. But
It's still in my second zone though. Let's see. Well, let's see how long.
oof. Off of the face of the earth. That's amazing. Right during the news release. The markets have been moving more than ever during news releases now. Like, they just been on a whole new level. Alrighty. Alright, let me keep going through some of these pairs here. Alright, so GN and these are still pushing up. Now, again, my issue with GN was just trading GN off of this equal high. But, you know, if we end up getting a flip off of the zone, you know, we could take a look to see how GBP NZD would react off of those highs. If we get that, yeah. But my little issue with GBP, that was GN, right? I think my issue with GN when I was looking at GN, yes, over here that I was looking at GN on this daily, and I was looking for that last high zone in terms of where it was going to hit. So you see right here, you got that, you know, you got this little move. So, you know, that high zone is about 50% of this zone. So it's not the worst. So we'll probably get, you know, a nice little move in this area. But I was definitely a little bit concerned with GN. And especially where the pairs are moving right now, they'll probably keep moving in those directions for intraday. Right, because if one pair's turn, they pretty much all turn due to the news, due to the correlation. So this is what I was wondering. We get that GN at that 20.0400 area. If we get a little bit of a flip inside of that area, maybe we could do something because we're losing a huge amount of momentum. So you see a lot of buyers are coming out of that market on that GBP NZD at that 2400 area, GN. So 2400, literally just right where it's at, just a little bit higher than where it's at. So yeah, I guess let's see how GN turned around. This GN buy was amazing, 600 pips. I mean, I can't even believe how high that GN buy went. That was incredible. Over there. Alrighty, so we'll just hold this here. Let me get rid of this. What happened?
Oh, I was just talking out loud. I said just broke my out of my zone. Gold. I'm sorry.
Gold is gold breaking that low down there?
Well, it's like I had two lows. I had it was still in my LB, and then got a little ways to go, probably to the limit you're talking about.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So we have some potential on GN. Potential LB. I would take a flip to validate level. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave this over here because I'm just worried about that daily high getting knocked out. I just can't. The harmonic scanner won't go back as much. Okay, potential LB take with flip. Potential LB take with flip to validate level equal the equal daily high. Just above this zone. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put that there. I would only take GN with the flip to the downside over here. And let's keep taking a look at a few other things. Yeah, you can turn everything on, Mom. You're good. You're good. Don't worry. Everybody that's on Go Live, I'm here with Mom Dukes.
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Okay. I haven't been having coffee for a little while because I'm trying to be on this alkaline diet. Man, I've just been loading up on coffee over here, so it's been great.
I'm gonna give you tea.
No, no, no. You give me coffee. Yeah, just knock it out. We're already here.
We have to leave at 10.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
I'll make you tea.
No, no, no. Make me coffee. It's good. It's okay. Alrighty. All right. So NU. So all of these. All right. We're gonna have to stay away from each of these zones over here. So we're gonna have to see what happens with these, because some of these are at these liquidity lows, and they're looking good, and they want to break, but you know we'll end up seeing what happens with some of these over here, because they're going, and they'll probably just keep on going. But if these end up turning up at these liquidity lows, you know we could always look at the flips on these back to the upside. So we'll save that. Okay. So GN. All right. I'm just gonna go through the pairs and that's it, because I do have to catch my flight, so I have to completely be off of this session in 20 minutes. So let's see how everything's looking. Now these USDs, again, these USDs at high points and with positive news taking USDs higher, always again a bit dangerous for me. Because I do not do breakouts. So when some of these markets are at the high and breaking out to the high, and they're at the low and they're breaking out to the low, I personally don't trade like that. And because I don't trade like that, I cannot provide setups like that. But again, with some of those other pairs, some of those other USD pairs at the lows, if they some chance have a market structure turnaround, we get a flip at some of those lows and they turn higher, we can maybe look for some flips over here as well on the CADs and potentially take these CADs lower. But again, with that news being positive and that market keep going up, you know, we might keep seeing these markets move to the upside, right? We take a look at these at the CAD here. You see this is sitting really right at that 5618 area, and this doesn't look like a bad zone for USD CAD. It's not my favorite because it's at the 618, but it really does not look like such a bad zone for some of these pairs. I'm gonna have to put that down to the hourly, but it doesn't look like such a bad zone. We do have we have a decisionals, and we have extremes right over here. Kind of see you got that double breaker structure. You got that high, low, right over here in this range. We'll actually probably put this lower. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put this lower because this structure break and this pullback already mitigated there. So this is where the rest of the volume is lined up at. So it's literally just above this current high over here. So if we end up getting a turnaround on USD CAD here, I'd still be interested in seeing USD CAD come down, right? I don't want to go against everything that's happening, but that's definitely what it's looking like over here. And then obviously we have some higher zones sitting in these areas. So these are going to be all pending. It is Thursday, so we'll just keep some of these open for everybody here. So that's just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to set some zones that we can pretty much pay attention to, for the Thursday, for the Friday, and just see everything that's going to be happening. So let me come low high over here on CAD. Okay, you got 4 hour. Let's come down to the 1. Let's see what this is looking like. Okay, most of the volume is there. So we have high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. All this compression. It's really staying right here. I mean, and then break of high. Yeah, I would take that actually. Okay. So this is going to be another interesting. So high, low, high, low. No, I'm going to put right over here. So 50% of that range. Okay, we'll put this up here. Save. So these are going to be some of the best swing areas to obviously jump into. Taking CAD back up to the high. This would be a decent little range. There's always potential for CAD to obviously come down here to this low. But this is the most amount of volume, so that would be pretty good. So we'll see what happens with CAD up in these areas. I already showed you guys GBP, NZD. Okay. Did I save the GN? I didn't save GN. Let me refresh this over here. Alrighty. There we go. All right. So GN, again, yes, we do have some of that potential on GN, so we will see what happens with that. We have USD CAD. Some of these yens, we've been kind of interested in these yens over here. I do feel like the yens can still come a little bit higher, though. That is kind of like a problem that I have. But, you know, you see GJ is kind of sitting in the zone, but I did want to see GJ come a little bit higher. I'm still very much smitten with this GJ high. We could, you know, just get those, you know, we could get GJ coming from the high, but mainly it's GJ breaking out of this entire zone right over here. For me, that's the most important thing, is seeing GJ break out of the zone, because if GJ breaks out of the zone with this daily high that we have right over here, we're going to get a really, really, really nice push to the downside. So it's a matter of just finding the right time to get into the yens. Alrighty, we see the yens are starting to push down a little bit from each of those equal highs. I don't think that they are the true moves to the downside, but you know, they are moving a little bit. You can see them kind of getting ready to trade under the structure over there a little bit. So we'll look at some of these over here, but this is where I wanted AUD JPY to keep going up to kind of just give us a better short in that zone. And then NZD JPY is working these lows over here, which is, you know, a little bit scary. Let's see Chef JPY, and then Chef JPY is also at those highs over there. So let's come back over here. So let's see what EJ is looking like. We're going to come here to the 4 hour. Guys, I'm just going to quickly just try to go through some of these zones, alrighty? So that way at least everybody can have something to look at for the week and some expectations. All right, so we do got these equal highs sitting right over there. There is a small zone right over here, so this might be what some people are looking at as well. Let's come over here to the hour. Let's see if we could tighten this zone up. So yeah, it's about this area there. Okay, and then I'll bring that a little bit higher right over there. Okay. So those are those highs that I wanted to see potentially come down from. With EJ, if anybody's looking at these yens, be careful, because I still think these are bullish, even though this market traded under the structure over here. You know, these wicks still matter. So because that wick is the one that created that last low, this is not actually making a choke. Even though we have a high and low break over here, I don't think it's actually making a proper choke until that low gets broken. All right, but some people may be looking at yens right over here in these areas. All right, because that's the body close below, and then that is the body close above. So some people might be looking at EJ at that zone to take down. So if people are looking inside of this range to take down yens, this would probably be like the best area to take it down. If it violates this area, we're going to keep getting those yens to go up. I'm in favor of seeing the yens continue to go bullish, but we will see what happens. All right, Bridget, were you going to say something?
I was just looking at U30. I know we started looking at something else towards the end, but I don't know. It might not take off. It's just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, I hear you. And then GJ, this thing does not give me enough data on the scanner. Oh yes, it does. Here we go. So this right here are these GJ highs. And this is what I was worrying about. And then I did some fib extensions over here. So that's that GJ high. So let's come back to GJ in real time. Let's come back over here to the hour. And let's take a look at GJ. All right. All right. Now, if I do my high-low right down here for GJ, my 126... my 1618 extension is literally right over here. 176. between 600 and 176, 800, 176, 173, 300. This is one of the main areas that I would like to see GJ come down from, is right over here at that area. I think that's going to be a really, really phenomenal area for GJ. That's why I'm just worried about those yens. I don't know if they're just going to induce everybody to the downside, and you see that larger swing 16180 sitting here at that 17500, and this is going to definitely be a really, really, really nice range up here. So we want to save these yens over here, because obviously the daily is going to have the largest amount of accumulation buildup. Right now, people are kind of looking at these highs, and this is why, again, I'm a little shaky. Let me see where the 123 is at here. And if you see here, the 123 and the 1618 with the 50% of the daily LB is sitting right in this area. So the 73,700 area for GJ for me is really, 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 really where I want to be. We have a good amount of FIB clusters sitting at those areas. We have those highs. We have the daily LB. So this GJ on the daily is what I like the most. If GJ does happen to drop from here, similar to the yens, I'm not sure if it's going to be like the real move. But this is what I'm looking at over here. This is the low that I'm looking at. Maybe this thing will, pop back down over here to the low. But again, this order flow is still very bullish. All this order flow for the GJ is very bullish. There's nothing here yet that's telling us to sell. We are in a big daily range. I do want to see this come higher. But that's 120 pips to the upside. And then from there, I'm thinking we're going to get a really, 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 really big, good 500-600 pip drop on the yens. At least back down to this low. Once we get that high, I think there's going to be a good 600 pip run to the downside for GJ. So we definitely want to pay attention to that, all right? And if you're looking at GJ over here, yeah, again, just still kind of just looking bullish. Over here, we keep seeing that these markets are making higher highs and higher highs. They're still going higher.